Hi, my name is Deborah Henney. I'm a wife, author, mother, speaker. Today I'm going to release a prophetic word called Year of Celebration. I started to get this word around the middle of December 2024, and I really felt like it was a word for the year. And within this word was really highlighted the fivefold and the masculine, feminine, men, and women, and rebalancing of those dynamics in the body. And what I felt the Lord say is that this will be a year of celebration, a year when light will pierce the darkness, and when seeds that have been planted will have accelerated, dramatic growth and accelerated, abundant harvest. This will be a year of releasing and establishing, a year of balancing and contending in the continuing of the balance, even in the midst of waves that would seek to upend, upset, and overturn what He is establishing. 2025 will be a year of releasing double portion blessings as God brings synergistic movement between the masculine and feminine and in the fivefold ministry. As His order provides the rhythm, a great sound will be released over the land, a sound that will resound peace and restoration. His oil will be the fuel and the flow between the parts, for His Spirit will be the source and the orchestrator. This will not be a centralized movement from earthly platforms, but rather smaller units that move as He moves and speaks as He speaks. Long has the tension run high, and warping of His vision and order has caused disillusionment and even disengagement. But He is calling His people to awaken and get up and move in greater faith for greater works. There are those called into places of greater impact that feel its weightiness upon their spirits even now. Heavy is the burden, but great will be the grace and authority. Do not worry about being able to stand on that day, for know that He is training your hands, shoulders, legs, feet, and even your mind. He will not draw you into a place that He has not yet prepared you for. This heaviness you feel now is akin to late-term pregnancy, for you are full and ready for the new season and time He is birthing in your life. The time is running short, and the celebration is just around the corner. Tick-tock goes the clock as the countdown to the revealing hastens. The clock has been ticking, and there has been an uptick in the countdown. As 2025 arrives, there will be a great stirring, for the darkness trembles in terrors at the revelations of light that will come. As His church operates as He intended, with men and women, mothers and fathers, governmental authority and spiritual authority, there will be great victory and a crumbling of strongholds. As His church operates as He intended, there will be great development and strengthening in the infrastructure and great release in the nations. Oil will pour out as His oil moves through His ministers, some that have already been raised up and released, and many more that are to be raised up and released in this next season. Go forth in faith for His victory, and do not hinder the flow of His oil through those He has called and appointed for this time. Restructuring is necessary, but do not fear or be intimidated, for He has appointed this time to cause a reframing, strengthening, developing, and appointing of new positions to bring about a breakthrough blessing that many have been contending for and crying out for. There may be discomfort, but as you seek Him, He will guide and lead you to and through the resting place for each one, and point by point, the lines of the network will not only be mended, but expanded. So stretch out the lines, for expansion and development are coming, for the casting and catching will be far greater than you could have imagined. I really felt like 25 was so key And as I was praying over the number 25, I really felt God highlighting me back to impressions and words that He had given me in years past about 2 and 5 and 7. 2 plus 5 equals 7. The 2 is the masculine and the feminine, the 5 is the fivefold, and 7 was that shalom, that restoration, that resting place, that completion, that God is really bringing about a great work of repositioning, of developing infrastructure and expanding, that He's creating new positions and has a resting place. And that word just feels so key. It's like a resting, like you do in chess, but it's like that's its appointed place. A resting place for each one, that there's not just a mending in the lines, but a development, a strengthening, and an expansion. And I had looked up what 25 means, and it has to do with strength and power to go the distance to spread the good news, to spread the gospel. And this gets connected to the priesthood apprenticeship beginning at age 25. And the number 5, because it's 5 squared, is 25. That power, strength, alertness, that wake up. And it's interesting that God had that in the word. Get up, wake up, awakening, the grace, ministry, Torah, service, gospel, fruitfulness going forth, fast movement, anointed prayers, and protection. There are 5 ingredients in the holy anointed oil. The 5 books of Torah, the fivefold ministry. So all of these, 5 is indicative of being filled, prepared, and empowered to go forth on whatever mission God has given one to do. So I really felt like this was a huge word for this year, that there are many that have been crying out and contending and believing for that release in their life into the next season, into that new season, to get through that birthing season into the new. And this is the year for many, that this season is going to be a transition season out of the out of the birthing season and into that next that God has for you. And for some, that next is the rest of your life. That it is the rest of that season that He's bringing you into is for the rest of your life, because this is your resting place. It's not just a transitory thing that He is moving you into. It is your resting place. It is the place He has appointed for you for the rest of your life. So, till next time.